Hello YouTube, this is Morgan, Airspeed Prime here. I'm in next Sword Art Online 2 episode review. This one's going to be for episode 9, Death Gun. I'll just start by saying actually that I did manage to get the latest English release Sword Art Online light novel. This is the first volume of the Phantom Bullet arc, the first of two, 5 and 6. This is number 5. Haven't read it yet, I've been pretty busy since I got it, but I'm hoping to read this during the week, and whenever I do get it read, I'll give my thoughts on it at the start of one of these reviews, definitely. Really excited to see how the novel approaches this arc. Yeah, this episode, obviously we're continuing the fact that we're in the middle of the Bullet tournament, and you can sort of see that like they're devoting a lot of episodes to this final tournament. In that, yes, a lot I suppose happens, but there's only a couple of really notable things in the episode. They're just making an effort to put a lot of time into what is the most important, I suppose, part of this arc. Everything has to come together here. All of the big confrontations, reveals have to happen here, and they're kind of slowly getting into the tournament. Like, we ended with a big cliffhanger, like, we see Death Gun for the first time in the tournament. We think he's going to get killed by Sinon, but he dodges the bullet somehow. He kills Pale Rider, and the fact that it doesn't just come up as dead like his avatar died, it instead adds the disconnection, kind of confirms to us that he killed him in the real world too. And as an audience, we don't yet know how he's actually doing this. So we are feeling similar to Kirito, and then Sinon, and obviously Klein and Asuna eventually find out about this as well, that how on earth can someone kill someone in a game and actually kill them in the real world? That is not Kayaba's way of doing it from Sword Art Online. So really interesting that they do that, and that they just have him kill another person in the middle of the tournament, and make it really clear that that's what happened. But obviously he escapes, and then what you get from there is just kind of the team up moment of Kirito and Sinon, that you kind of just establish that, okay, this initial thing from the last episode was I just hit in a moment type thing. Kirito came up, it was really sudden, they happened to encounter two people on the bridge, but now you're establishing that they are actually really teaming up. Kirito reveals to her basically that he's basically in there investigating Death Gun and knows about it, and is telling her the truth that people have actually died. He's killed 2 people already, now 3. And makes her believe it because of their interactions before. She knows that he's taking this very seriously and has come to trust him when he has that look on his face, given her own past and what you can sense is kind of part of his past. They then encounter one of the other players and take him out fairly easily. That's our kind of big showcase moment of the episode. Kirito expertly blocks all of them with his beam sword, and then Sinon takes him out. And you do get that moment where Sinon, super up close, not facing it herself, but being on the same team as him, sees him use his skills that are part being an expert at a video game, but part strengths from the real world. And she's just in awe that someone could be this good at the game, that someone could move so quick, have such good reflexes to actually block that many bullets. And again, it's there to show the whole idea that Kirito is strong in the real world and the physical world, and Sinon wants to be strong in both, but right now kind of only has strength in the game and wants to bring that across. And that links into what happens at the end of the episode. But before we get there, we basically just established that, okay, based on the last satellite scan, it can only be 2 people who Death Gun is. Sturban and then this like Jushi X guy. And they initially think it's Jushi X because his name, and they go into the Japanese origin of the word and stuff like that. It relates to death, and then the X could be a cross to cross someone out. Is it too obvious? And they just like, okay, we'll assume it's him and go from there. Kirito goes off to attack him from behind, as Sinon takes up a sniper position, and then the shock moment happens that just out of nowhere, Xenon gets sniped by the paralyzing sniper and hits the deck, and Death Gun appears out of nowhere. He is using some sort of invisibility thing, and basically he's about to kind of take her out, but everything about him is all to draw Kirito out. That his whole point here for killing Xenon is to draw Kirito out and make him fight in the same way that he fought at certain points in SAO, that kind of mad swordsman style. And that's what he wants to get out of this. The killing Xenon would only basically for him serve to basically prove that Kirito is Kirito or not, which is an interesting thing for the character in that we've already established that he has an interest in Xenon from one of the earlier episodes. He was the next one that like the person looks on the computer at as kind of their next target, whereas Kirito seemed like they're going to establish and set up the fact that this is a former SAO player from Laughing Coffin, and they have an interest in this situation because Kirito, they recognize that name from SAO, and now he's interested in Kirito, but there's more to the whole Xenon thing than just to draw Kirito out, so still a lot more to come, definitely, for sure. But another kind of nice way to end an episode. But the only other thing to talk about is that we got a decent amount of time in this episode with Asuna, Lisbeth, Silica, and Klein, and Leafa, all watching the tournament, and just some nice kind of moments where they joke about the fact that, hey, he's in a gun game and he's using a sword. That's kind of perfectly like him, and Yui talking about how Kirito's going to destroy everyone. That's his style of playing the game, not to hide and sneak around really. But the big moment definitely is when Death Gun reveals himself. Asuna and Klein, both being members of the assault team, know something's up. They recognize this person from somewhere, can't figure it out completely, and through their kind of talking together, they basically get that this is one of the higher ranking members of Laughing Coffin. It's not quite the kind of top member, P-O-H, but it's someone that's right up there. They recognize him, like Kirito recognizes aspects of him, but they don't fully know what the situation is. So that's interesting that they're still setting up the mystery that who this is in SAO is going to be fairly big. And more references, I suppose, to that assault team attack on Laughing Coffin and the kind of massacre that basically happened during that battle. Which I like that is still being referenced as this really important, integral moment that happened in SAO, but that it's only coming up now because it relates to basically everything going on now in this Bullet of Bullet tournaments in GGO. So a lot of stuff coming together pretty nicely, and there's still a lot of character stuff to come. There's still a good few episodes left in this arc before everything is wrapped up and revealed to us. So good episode, but again, it's kind of that middle style episode where there's a few key moments that are really good, but in general, you wouldn't probably consider this the absolute best moment of the episode, but serves its purpose well and really doesn't do anything like inherently wrong. So really strong episode for what it is. Probably will be doing my next review on Thursday, I think. I might end up doing it tomorrow. It all depends on certain Avatar news, which I'm kind of expecting to come out in the next couple of days. But it'll be some sort of a news update video that I'll be doing for one of these videos this week between now and Friday. So I'll definitely try to get at least one or two more Sword Art Online reviews out as well. But other than that, that's been the review. In the comments, let me know what your thoughts were on the episode and the review. Thanks for watching, and bye.